Eric Paul's in here with 9 to 5 Sports. Going to be getting to the core plays here for this 10-22 NBA DFS slate. It should be a good one. It's a Saturday slate. Typically, people aren't paying as much attention to this slate as they should be. So typically, you can find an edge. There is a lot of soft pricing on the guards on this slate as well. So we'll be touching on the top 5 core plays in this video, as well as mentioning some kind of injury situations and some honorable mention players that I'm going to be on as well to round out the build. At the end of the video, I'll give you guys kind of a first look build. If you guys played the first look build from yesterday's slate, you did cash. So hopefully we can do that again for you guys. All right, let's get into the plays for this video. Oh, and as always, guys, if you enjoyed the coverage, make sure to like and subscribe. That helps the channel out a lot. Trying to get to 4K subscribers by, well, tomorrow, pretty much. I think we can get there, but the only way we can get there is with your guys' help. All right, let's go. All right, so real quickly, just to start off the slate here, guys, the two games that you probably want to be targeting the most because they have the highest over and unders, it's set at about 230, is the Houston versus Milwaukee game and then Detroit Pacers game. Okay, those are the two games in which you probably, just looking at that, would want to target the most. And I do want to touch on an injury situation, one in which I don't have a good feel for just yet. I'm curious as to what your guys' thoughts are. If you guys have a strong indication of who you want to be on, let us know in the comment section below. Help us, help you. But yeah, looking at it, it is the Clippers. You got Kawhi Leonard out, okay? Then you also have John Wall out. And to me, that means, yes, Paul George should be a super safe play, but I do think he's priced up a little bit. Can he get to 50 DK points? He certainly can. If he makes a few more and takes a few more shot attempts, like that's not hard to believe. Let's say he makes 8 field goal and maybe has 20 shot attempts. Like that is going to be a very solid, productive night for Paul George. And I do expect we can see that usage going up that way. And then also, I do really like Norman Powell as a play, but he is priced up a little bit as well, like 30 DK points. Now the question, 25 DK points is kind of what I'm expecting from him. 22 minutes in the last game. I expect that to go up to 30 with John Wall out. He was someone in the preseason, was a DK point per minute player as well. So he's someone that I think we could be on as well. And then Robert Covington priced up a little bit too much. He's someone in the first game, averaged a DK point per minute, having 14 minutes, scoring 14 DK points. Like he is a solid play as well, but he is priced up a little bit too much. All right, so now get into the first core play of the slate. Core play number 5. With Darius Garland out, I do think Donovan Mitchell is going to be a stellar play. Okay, he shot the ball 21 times, was able to score 12 times. The assists were there, not as many rebounds was there, scored 50 DK points. And the biggest reason, and the reason why I'm making him the 5th core play and not like the top core play, is because I do worry about that ceiling. Like 50 DK points is kind of what we're expecting, but he could get 40 DK points as well, which would be a solid productive day, but at 9.2, it's not exactly what you would want. Paul George could get that as well. So it does worry me a little bit, but the matchup's not one that I'm worried about. He should be a solid safe play, and I do expect him to get to 50 DK points, but this could be something as the night goes on and maybe there are some more injuries you find yourself pivoting off of. And just touching on that with Darius Garland out, like I could see LeVert being a solid value play, getting 35 minutes. He should be able to score 30 DK points. At that price point, you'd certainly take that. And then Cedi Osman as well, like 28 minutes. He should be gaining like 30 minutes now. Maybe gets a little bit more usage. He is a very solid value play. How last slate I gave you guys those honorable mention plays? He's a solid honorable mention play, a player that I almost made a core play given the price point, given the usage that he's going to have. And he is someone that I will put into the build for now. And then for the Pacers, core play number 4, Terry Taylor. Okay, he's been getting a decent amount of run. 24 minutes in game 1, 22 minutes in game 2, averaging almost 20 DK points per game at 3.5. That is such a cheap price point. And the thing that I like about him is that they are on the back end of a back-to-back. We could potentially see him actually get more minutes on the back end while some of the stars get less minutes. Or we can just see him get right around 20 minutes again and average a DK point per minute. He should be able to 5x at this price point given the way that he has been playing. I like him as a value play. Should be a play in which opens up the slate a lot for you while also not hurting you. He should be someone that gets that flame mark on your lineups as well. Now from there, we're going to get into all the guard plays that I love on this slate, all the guard plays that have been shooting the ball a ton. We'll start with Desmond Bane. Okay, 6.5 is a very cheap price point for a guy that shot the ball 22 and 16 times and still scored 32 and 36 DK points. And I say still because he only made 9 shot attempts thus far. That is terrible. So he's going to find his shot eventually. And when he does, he's going to break the slate, really. He's been, productive rebounding assist-wise, getting a block or a steal as well. Like, he has been productive. He just needs to make a few more shots. So I do expect those shots to start dropping, even in the three-pointers as well. Like, those are going to start to hit a little bit more. He's going to get hot one game. And at 6.5, like, there's not that much risk with that play. He should be a stellar play for you on this slate. And then Jalen Green as well. Jalen Green was a guy that I also said honorable mention. I was actually very close to making him the core play instead of Kevin Porter yesterday. And I will say, guys, Kevin Porter on this slate I love as well. Very cheap price point for Kevin Porter as well, like 7.2 for a guy that shot the ball 16 times last game. And, he just wasn't able to get to like 40 DK points yesterday. 4 personal fouls, 3 turnovers, kind of a rough game in that sense, but still was a productive player. Okay, so I think he's a solid option, 7.2, a very cheap price point for him in a game in which you want to be targeting. I will be going with Jalen Green, who's, 6.2. That is a cheap price point. He's seen 32 and 35 minutes, shooting the ball over 20 times per game. Okay, that is crazy. We saw he had like 30 DK points in game 1, which at this price point, we will certainly take. I would say that's his floor. If he's going to be getting those shot attempts, that would be his floor. And then last game, we saw him kind of get hot, 13 field goal attempts made and scored 45 DK points. Once again, this is going to be a high over and under that you want to be targeting if he's going to be shooting that ball that much. I like him a lot. Then the last core play that I want to be on is going to be Tyler Hero, another one of those guys where I said, honorable mention, just given how he played in the preseason and then given how he looked in game 1, like it did seem like he was going to be a solid play. Okay, going against Boston, he was able to put up 41 DK points, and then in game 1 against Chicago, 37 DK points at 6.3 for a guy that's shooting the ball that much still, and for a guy that's been that productive. At 6.3, like I'm just going to be taking that. He should have a nice safe floor. He's a play that shouldn't hurt you, and is a play that should help you a lot on this slate. And then just real quickly to touch on it, like yes, Giannis, I do like a lot as a play. If you can pay up for him, you should. Ja Morant, like, is he going to do that again? Break the slate? Maybe. He could, I guess. Shy, I don't mind. Continue to go down the list. Siakam's fine. I do expect Drew Holiday to have a much better game. He kind of just struggled. 2 for 15, terrible game shooting, still was able to score 26 DK points. If he shoots the ball a little bit better, especially against Houston, you kind of expect that. I think he'd be fine. Bam's still pretty cheap for a guy that, typically is going to score around 40 DK points. 7.1 is a cheap price point. I'm fine with him as a play, as a center play if you end up on him. And then I don't know if you guys watched the full video, but in the lineup that I made for you guys at the end of the video, Aldama was one of the players I ended up on, and I might end up on him again. 2 straight games of over 30 DK points while getting 30 minutes. Like, that's pretty appealing to me. So if those minutes continue to be there, he'd be a good play, a player that I would want to end up on. So let's make this build. Let's finish this build out for you guys. We've got a forward spot. Let's see who we can fit in there. Maybe Jimmy Butler. I don't love that. Not exactly a play that I want to make. And there's not really a center that I'd want to play as well. So we'll figure that out. I guess for now, we'll put Jimmy Butler in there. A solid build. All right, that's all I have for you guys for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Give us a like and subscribe. That does help out the channel a lot, which helps us be able to help you guys out. All right, let's have a good slate. And as always, guys, let's keep cashing.